Hello everybody, my name is Michael K. and welcome to a GetFitOver40.com technology review. I'm going to try and make this video as little about technology, and I'm going to try to just get more into functionality. Like, what does this device really do for you? I mean, if you want to know all the specs and all the lingo and all the terminology that Fitbit wants to tell you about this device, you know, all that stuff, all their mumbo jumbo, I'm going to put links in the description of this video so you can read into it. You know, but basically, what is it? It's a fitness wristband tracker. So it's an electronic device that tracks your basic movement. And we'll get into what movement it tracks. I'm going to talk real world here. What is this going to do for you? So I just want to quickly show you the box. I've done an unboxing video. I didn't really get too into the box itself. I just kind of got into unboxing it. But here's the box. Okay, wireless wristband, track activity and sleep. Now, I'll be really brutally honest, I don't really use the sleep feature that much. It was interesting at first, kind of gives you an idea of your deep versus light sleeping habits. But once you've done that, I mean, you pretty much know when you go to sleep and when you wake up. It's not rocket science, right? So you can set goals, track activity, you track your sleep. You've got a display on this model, which is really cool. We'll get into that too. I've got my other Flex here just for comparison, but let's just quickly go through this. Alright, so this is just the band sizes there, and then we can see some other information here. Track your day, track your night, sort of repetition here. Again, go to the website fitbit.com and check it out. Now, what I like about the Fitbit stuff, and you'll see here, here's your computer screen, and you've got your online, basically your Fitbit account online on your computer where you can see everything there. You can also see it on your smartphone, right? So I have my iOS phone here, and we'll be taking a look at both of these type of systems or options, because not everybody has a smartphone, not everybody has a computer. You can use this device with both, and they give you both options. Alright, and you can share this information with other people if you want to. Again, here's what it kind of works with: iPhone 4S and 5, iPad 3rd Gen, Samsung Galaxy S3, Windows XP, Mac OS 10.6. Alright, comes with the wristband tracker, the wireless sync dongle, which is the Bluetooth dongle here. Pick it up, flip it around, okay, and charging cable. So I'm going to actually remove these two things here because we don't need to see them, but this is the charging cable. You obviously need to charge it. It just plugs into a USB computer port, or if you don't have a computer, again, you can plug it into some sort of USB charging port as well, right? So you don't need a computer to charge it. And again, your dongle, it's Bluetooth, and this would be used with a computer. I don't use my dongle because I sync with my phone. Alright, so let's quickly just talk about the device. What is this guy going to do for you? Well, he's going to track your movement, okay? So you wear it on your wrist, you can wear it on either your dominant hand or your non-dominant hand. It's up to you. You let the software know which hand it's on. It'll take that into account. Alright, so we're back. I just wanted to change my camera angle slightly and get a little more light into the picture. I was having some focusing problems. So now that we're in here, we can take a look at the device. And again, what is it going to do for you? Well, it's going to track your movement, right? So it's going to detect mainly steps and running. So if you're walking, running, those types of things. I've had people ask me, does it know when you're riding a bike? Because really what you're doing with your bike is your feet are moving. Your hands aren't really going through a proper motion. This is worn on your wrist, so it's not going to help you much when you're riding a bike. I'll talk more about entering that data in a second. What else is it going to account for? It will account for basic movement. You know, if you're sort of walking around the house, you know, if you're, say, combing your hair, you might get a few extra steps out of it combing your hair. But then again, you might be sort of shuffling around in your chair and not moving your arms. It might not track that very well. So you're going to kind of get a trade-off there with basic movement around the house. It will account for some of it, not all of it, but I think it averages out pretty good when it comes into just basic, you know, movement around the house. Now, when you're doing other intense workouts, I know when I do CrossFit, it doesn't really count all the crazy, strange stuff that I'm doing. It doesn't know how to understand all of those movements associated with other types of workouts that aren't step-based. So, no, it's not going to count that. It's not going to give you a real good idea of exactly how many calories you're burning when you do something other than basic movements, walking, stepping, running, those kinds of things. Swimming, the same thing. You're not going to get a very accurate reading with swimming either. One thing that's pretty cool is even when you're walking and let's say you've got your hand in your pocket, it seems to read that pretty good. It just sort of knows the bumping motion of walking. You don't necessarily have to swing your hand to get that to read properly. So that's kind of cool. Like if you're, say, pushing a stroller and your hand's locked into that stroller, it'll still read the walking. So it's smart in that way. Another new sensor that's in the Force over the Flex is the Altimeter. So I just want to show you that. So you've got your time there, you've got your steps, you've got your how many miles. Now this is pretty early in the day. I haven't gone out of the house, done any walking around. That's my calories burned so far today. Here's steps. So this actually looks at how many flights of steps that I've walked up, right? So 2 flights of steps, and this is active minutes. I've been active for 4 minutes. I haven't really done anything today. And then you also, by the way, you have timers you can put in there for, this is a wake up timer. So see if you can, there we go. So this will actually, I can have it vibrate and wake me up at a certain time. At the crack of 9:30 on Saturday morning. I sleep in a little bit on Saturday and I go to a fitness class sometimes, so that's why that one's there. And this will just tell you when your next basic timer is coming up. So there's one button on here, and that's how you get through your menus. Really simple. Now it uses the clasp method. I'm kind of jumping around here, but it just basically has a clasp. Now when you compare this to the other version, right? This is the this one. This is the Flex, and it didn't really have an LED screen. You could kind of go like that to see what kind of stuff's going on. I mean, this one's beat up and everything. There's no altimeter on this one, so you can't check out your steps and everything that you want to see on this one. You can't see it on the screen. You have to go onto your phone to see what's going on. So again, getting back to what this device does, it's going to track a lot of your movements really, really well and give you a basic idea of how many calories you're burning through the day. It also will detect your sleeping. Now, I don't use it much for sleeping, but it will know based on your movement if you're in a deep sleep versus a light sleep versus not sleeping at all. So I want to move to the app portion. Hopefully we can focus on here. So here's my Force, and you'll see that pretty much everything should be almost the same, right? So calories burned, is it not synced properly yet? Let's see here. Oh no, that's 14. So that's the steps. Miles. There's the 1134. There's my floors too. It's all the same, right? Active minutes 4, right? And I don't know if I have an alarm on here on the screen, but you'll see that everything's syncing. So these sync over Bluetooth very, very well. And here's my app, right? So you can look at the Force, and you can see your battery level there. You can sync it manually if you want. I got background syncing on. You can have your main goals, what you want to show on the screen. You can see here I have the dominant wrist placement hand here. Clock display. You can set up different styles of clock displays. Pretty cool. Stat displays, all of that kind of stuff. And you can even set alarms and different things. Let's go back to the screen. So this is your app. I mean, you can go into the different screens and see other more detailed information. When it comes to sleeping, you'll see here so yesterday I did do 1 day just to show you. So there's my 1 day. If you turn it sideways, you'll get sort of a different display. It's not that detailed, right? So you can see here awake is sort of in that purple, restless is in that green, and then the blue is sleeping. It doesn't really, I mean, there's more sensitive features. You can have it be more sensitive. Maybe if I set it up to be more sensitive, I get more accurate readings. But I find, actually, to be honest, the Jawbone Up did a little bit better job for sleeping. And it's not a big concern for me. I'm really not after the whole sleeping side of things. So we're back actually to the different day here. Change your days. Let's go to today. Today. Okay. Kind of cool. You got your body weight in here as well. That's because my Fitbit scale, my ARIA scale, tells me my weight and body weight. I'm actually not at 5%. I think it's malfunctioning. I'm a little higher than that. It's been doing some weird stuff, and it's not even reading my body fat now. So I think I got to take it back and get that thing serviced. But my ARIA, normally it's working fine for weight, but it's not reading my body fat. So it's a bit out of line there. Active minutes is just like if you go for a half-hour walk and you're continuously moving, it would tell you how long you're doing that for, right? Now I'm not tracking my calories right now, but you have this calorie tracker, And that's just an app, built-in app that allows you to track calories and insert foods and different things there. So you can kind of look at your calories in versus calories out. Now I will be showing you an on-computer screen version of this app. So it'll be the online version of the app at the end of this video, just to show you really quickly the sort of similarity that you can do this from a computer. Alright, now anything else I wanted to show you here? Well, let's go into here. You've got friends. I'm not going to go into friends because I don't want other personal names to show up. But you can attach other friends to your account or share your information with other friends and see what they're doing. You're not going to see everything, but you're going to see their basic calories and steps and things like that. And so you can kind of see if you're beating them or comparing to them in their goals. So, alright, we are at account. You can have your account set up, right? All that kind of stuff. If I go here, if I go to the account, there we go. I wanted to show you that I have the ARIA scale here. So all your devices that you have linked to your Fitbit account would show there. And so I have my ARIA scale and my force. And so you can get into their different settings there. I've done the video on the ARIA there, but that's a whole other video. You can check that video out. So pretty cool. Alright, so I think I've shown you enough on the app here. And again, just sort of a size comparison. Definitely a little bit bigger. And I talked about this to some degree. With the Fitbit Flex, you can take the dongle out and change the bands really, really easily. So, for instance, I have a nice pristine band here. It's beautiful compared to my beat up band. So my black one's the one I wear every day. See, the black one's kind of beat up. But that's my only concern, I guess, with the Flex, or sorry, with the Force, is that I guess you can get the band out, or the actual module out. It sort of unscrews there. You can get the module out, it unscrews. But, you know, I'm sure the band, it's going to require tools, and it's not just a pop it out type thing. So if your band got beat up, I don't know how the replacement side of things is going to work. Hard to say. So it might get a little more beat up, and what are you going to do about it at that point? I'm not sure. Now, one thing I actually kind of forgot to mention, I do want to mention it before I move on, is let's go back to the app. And let's go back here to the dashboard. And if you go to your active minutes, you can enter, I do this quite a bit, so you can enter different things, or different types of active type stuff you're doing, and there's a bunch of presets. You can also add your own. And so if you're doing, say, circuit training or powerlifting or whatever, working out or running, I mean, I wouldn't do the running side of thing unless you forgot to put it on during that time. It's going to count that stuff okay, but say elliptical, it might not count that very well. And so you'd go in here and you'd put your start time, your duration, and then you could actually go in here and enter how many calories you felt it was that you burnt. And what's going to happen is it's going to override the information that's on the Fitbit itself. So if, say, it thought you burnt, 100 calories during your CrossFit workout because it wasn't reading it very accurately, but you feel that you actually burned 400 calories during that workout, then it's going to override the 100 calories and put 400 calories in there. So it's not going to add them together. It's going to override that 100 that it thought you burned and just make it 400. So that's really cool. I use that a lot because my CrossFit exercises, they don't really they're not indicated properly on this device because it's not a typical movement, step type walking or running movement. Alright, at this point we're just going to move on to the computer, so I'm going to switch over here. I'm just going to show you the online version of the software available, so if you're using this with a computer. Now keep in mind, even though I'm uploading all the information via Bluetooth in real time to my iPhone, it in turn is uploading all that information to the Fitbit.com website, to my account there, and all that information is available in the online application. So you'll have that information on multiple devices. And what's really cool is because I have this paired to my iPhone, what happens is all the information obviously goes from my Force to my iPhone, and then goes to my Fitbit account online where I can see it on my computer, and then it also transfers that information to my iPad. So even though the iPad is not synced to the device directly, it still gets the information indirectly. Alright, so let's go on the computer and check out the online software. Alright, so I'm logged into my Fitbit.com account, and this is all the information that's, again, transferred from my Fitbit Force over to my iPhone 5, which then sends that information to my Fitbit account, and I can see it here
over on the Fitbit.com website right here. So Fitbit.com, and I'm on my dashboard. Now, if you haven't logged in, you'll be asked to log in, and I've already done that, so we've gotten around that point. When you do get your Fitbit device, by the way, you are going to have to set up an account. It's really the only way for you to get that information, to track that information, and to have it on multiple devices. So here's our dashboard, and you can kind of see your basic information. You've got activity, steps. Again, I haven't done much today, so don't expect too much. Calories burned. Now my goal here is 2,800 calories for the day. I usually burn at least 3,000. Again, here's body weight, distance. We've got a few people that I've got set up here as friends, and we've got some very active minutes here. Now, I think it said I had a few. I'm not sure why they're not on here, but I do have a few. Food plan, I'm not really doing it right now. I'm not adding that at this point. Sometimes I do add my calories or track my calories, but I'm not doing it at this point. And this would be my calories in versus out. So if I'm monitoring my food, it's tracking my calories. It's going to give me a real good idea of whether I'm at a negative, positive, or neutral calorie intake. So that's kind of cool. Again, I haven't really done my sleep too much. So if I click on that, you'll see here, there's Wednesday's sleep. And so you can see kind of where we're at with that. If I click here, it's going to take me to the actual page, and I can kind of go back a couple days. I could obviously enter information in here, but I can also go back to the point where, let's see here, that is basically sort of looking at my sleep day. So you can see the same information on the computer as you can in your phone. It's just sort of displayed a little bit differently. So that would be my food, activities, all those kinds of things, right? And you can see it all. You can go back a few days. All that information's there. Quickly go to your dashboard. I like the dashboard because it gives you everything. You can see everything in one location. Right, this is kind of neat. Lean versus fat. This will give you a BMI sort of approach, what your actual body fat index is. And it's a little out of whack right now. Something's not right with it. I'm not sure what's going on, but my scale's not working right. I'll have to get that fixed. I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. You have these badges. Whenever you reach certain goals, you have badges that come up. Now, I'm not sure because I switched it over what badges it's actually going to show me. I think it should show me the account, not so much. Yeah, best in day. So this is showing me my best in day was 30,000 steps, lifetime distance 1,000 miles. So far, best day 10 floors. So it's taking into account the information I had on my Flex, not just on my Force. So it's adding that into the account. And I do have to mention that when I switched devices, when I went from my Flex to my Force, the switch was very, very painless. Literally what happened was it said, do you want to replace the Flex? I said yes. It didn't get rid of my day's data. It basically transferred that data partway through the day to the other device, to the new Force, and put it on the Force. So I could actually see the day's data on the Force, even though I hadn't been tracking it on the Force. It took the Flex's data, transferred it to the Force, and carried on like nothing really ever happened. So really cool. The guys over at Fitbit are thinking these things through when it comes to transferring devices. You're not going to lose any data just because you switch your device partway through the day. So very cool. I think that's kind of really what I wanted to show you. I mean, distance would be like your miles. So we can kind of go, you know, if I click on here, we can see the days. And you can see, you know, how many steps. Like there was a fairly active day, 1,400 steps, burned 3,200 calories. And you see the miles and the floors. It's really cool. It's really well laid out. You can see everything there that you need to see. So no problems there at all. Really like it. And again, just go back to your dashboard. Dashboard's really good because you really see everything you need to see there. Now, people have asked me about the account, like, do you need to pay money, whatnot? I haven't felt the need to pay any extra money for any extra features. I haven't even looked into what the premium account offers you. So I'm not really sure why I would even need a premium account because everything that I see on there so far has been, you know, for me has been good. If that's something you're interested in, you could check the premium option here and see, you know, what it's going to offer you over the free stuff that comes with it. But you don't need to pay any money for this data or for, you know, once you've paid for the Fitbit item, it's going to give you all this information I've shown you today for free. Okay, so keep that in mind. You don't have to pay for anything. Alright, so thanks again for watching another GetFitOver40.com video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.